Okay. Today, I'm wearing my Nicaragua shirt. I wanted you guys to see it, except there's some water stains there. This is what they gave me in Nicaragua when we were there a couple times. No,
Yeah.
the first time we were there. Anyway, I'm going to do a recap of what I said last time, so that because this is the continuing story of our adventure, right? Of
Right.
the crazy things that happened in our life. And I'm telling you, it's almost hard to, it's like talking about a different person, because it seems so unbelievable that we went through
It
all
was an
that,
incredible,
right?
it was an incredible thing, just what we went through and what God told us to do and how things turned out.
Yeah. So, okay, first of all, I wanted to say the whole reason I started this channel was that you guys can know. If you remember, if any of you have seen some of my first ones, I used to say, dream big and go for it. Why? Because everybody, there's something great in each person. Each of you has some dream that was planted in you, that if you act on it, if you go forth, like Dr. Ben Carson. Do you remember his story?
Yes.
Dr. Ben Carson, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him.
It's an amazing story.
He was born into a family he is now the top brain surgeon in the world, maybe, I think. But he was born into a very poor family, a single mom, and he did not know it, but she was illiterate. And she used to, he and his brother were slacking off. They were just little in elementary school, and they were slacking off. And so she said, when she saw their reports, or what the bad grades, then what she did is that she said, okay, every day I want you guys to read, and at the end of the week you have to write me a little book report on what you read. And she, instead of them going out onto the streets, she enforced this. And then they would bring it to her and she would examine it. Little did they know she was illiterate. She could not read a word. But because she had a dream for them, and because she got them to put their feet forward and go for it, he's now the top brain surgeon, okay? And so that is the whole thing. Each one of you has something within you, and all you have to do is be sensitive to God's nudges and just act on them. Okay, so I said all that to tell you, all right, I'll give you a little recap. Last time we had settled into a little life of, he worked at Telemundo, I was a stay-at-home mom, I was pregnant with my third child, and we realized we were bored. So we knew that there was more, and because what we read in the Bible, we believed it, right? We believed it.
And we wanted to see all the miracles. Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to see all the miracles of the Bible happen to us.
Yeah, and so we started to fast and pray. Well, it was not that quick of an answer. Sometimes you gotta be patient. Well, you always have to be patient. Ask God for his patience to be able, because his timing is always different than ours, right?
It is, absolutely.
And so it was by the time we really started to hear God, by the time Timmy was born, my fourth child, and here it all started. We started to really seek God for more when I was pregnant with my third child, and there's 15 months in between Sarah and Timmy. So when I finally had my fourth child, and he was just like a baby, not even walking, that's when God spoke, because we had thought we were going to move to St. Croix, right?
Yes.
And we had even gone with Timmy, with all 4 kids and his mom. We went to St. Croix to spy out the land and everything. And we were sure, we even got a realtor to show us around. But the thing is that it was going to cost a fortune, right? And so as I was seeking God, we each, when we wake up in the morning, we each have our own private time with God, and then later on we pray together. But when I was alone, I was saying, God, this is impossible. And then the thought came to me, and it seemed out of it was too crazy. It was almost like I was out of my mind. The thought came to me that we should give everything away, and totally, then God would provide somehow.
And yeah, you would have told me that at that moment, I would have gone crazy.
Yeah,
I would have blown a gasket.
I couldn't tell him.
So God didn't tell me that, but God did tell me later at the church service.
Yeah, so
by myself.
1 week I did not tell Jose, because how could I tell him that?
We used to give away our house.
Yeah, to give away everything.
To give away everything that we had, and then and then afterwards to follow him. So, but then afterwards,
But then,
God told me.
a week later, I had not told him anything. A week later, what did God speak to you?
God spoke to me out of Matthew 19 and verse 29, and it basically says if Matthew 19:29 says he who forsakes lands, homes, properties, family, for my sake shall also get back 100 times homes, family, and like property, and that's when God told me just to give away everything, and I used to follow him.
And so Jose, so Jose came to me and he said, "Honey, God spoke to me," and he was like almost trembling. He said, "God spoke to me," and I said, "I already know when he spoke to you," right?
And you knew.
I knew.
And that in itself was a miracle, just that you knew.
Because 1 week before, God had told me the same thing. So that was a total confirmation to this absolutely insane idea, right?
Right.
Because we had a paid off condominium, because I had used my grandmother's trust fund to totally pay it off. We had furniture that was all matching and nice and the way we wanted it. And we had 2 cars. The kids had everything they needed, thank God, right?
But that's how God works. God actually works by faith. Like He asks you to just do stuff, and then when you launch out, when you plunge out, just to follow Him, just by faith, that is when God does some crazy things.
So the first thing we did was we just started praying. How do we go about this? What do we do? Who do we give it to, right? And do you think that I should just end this one here, or should I tell that little story?
I think that you should end it now.
Okay, so...
And I will tell you on the next one, we'll actually tell you on the one that airs.
Oh.
We're going to tell you on Friday.
Okay.
How's that?
We'll tell you the next little thing in this big thing that happened to us next time. Okay, you can turn it off, honey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.